Hey everybody, Mrs. Bianchi. The number of minutes Sam swims each day before his big swim meet is shown, and here are the numbers. Sam has 2 more days before his meet. He swims 71 minutes the first day, 86 minutes the second day. Which two statements are true regarding how the box plot would change? So if we take the numbers before we add these two data points in, these numbers, and we put them in order from least to greatest, we have 9 data points. So if we put them in order from least to greatest, we would put 59, then we'd put 60, then we'd put 61, then we'd put 65, then we'd put 71, then we'd put 75, then 79, then 82, and then 83. So here's the data set ordered. Now, if there are 9 data points, 9 divided by 2 would be 4 and 5/10. We'd have to count 1, 2, 3, 4 from the low end and 1, 2, 3, 4 from the high end. We have that one number in the middle, which would be 71. So 71 is the median that's shown here in the box plot. It's shown here. Now, to figure out the middle of the lower half of the data, we have 4 data points that we'd be looking at. So I drew a line there to represent what that would be. And to find the middle of the upper half of the data, I drew a line between the 79 and the 82 so we can see that. So let's look at what would happen if we added in those numbers, the numbers that they mention here, which are 71 and 86. So if we add those numbers in, that shifts things over a bit because now we have 11 data points. So we'd have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the low end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the high end. So 71 would still be the median when we add those two numbers in. But how would the lower quartile and the upper quartile change, if any? Because now we would have that one number in the middle, and here we would have 82 would be in the middle. Now, the upper extreme and the lower extreme, if we look at the upper extreme, that stays the same at 59, but the upper extreme changes from being an 83 to an 86. So as you go through the answer choices, you want to kind of consider these two representations of how the data is split up. Now, the other thing that I want to remind you about is there are other ways to find the quartile. There's something that they call the Turkish method, and then there's one that I think they call it like the TI-85 method, where the median is sometimes included and sometimes it's not included. So if we include the median with the lower half of the data, then that would move this number from being here to here. And if we include the median in the upper half of the data, then instead of a line, then we'd be looking at this number being in the middle. So that's the technique that they're using when we look at the box plot, is we're looking at them including the median as the number that's included as the upper half and the lower half of the data set, which some of the textbook companies do it that way, others do not. So the previous way that I had it is the way that the iReady Curriculum Associates does it. And then this happens to be from the Practice Coach Plus. So that's an unfortunate thing that we have different companies that do it different ways. But what you want to look at is you want to look at what happens when we add those additional 2 data points.